Hi, I'd like to talk about the power of the rubber band. This is a very sophisticated theory, so try your best to follow along. A number of years ago, I got hired to help facilitate a handpicked group that was dealing with a big challenge for the organization. So they said the problem was we bill our corporate clients one way, we bill our regular consumers, people like you and me, a different way. And it had nothing to do with fairness. It just had to do with the hassle of having two different ways of doing this. And for some reason, that was a big challenge for them. So I said to the people who had been invited to be part of the group, not invited, told to be part of the group, I said, so how important do you think this is? They said, oh, it really is critically important for our organization. We've just been spending lots of money and doing a lot of repeat stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, I live a couple miles from here, so it's pretty easy for me to get over here. When would you like to meet? And they said, could we do it over lunchtimes rather than longer meetings? And I said, I think once a week is not enough, maybe a couple times a week. And they said, yeah, sure, that's great. And so we picked Mondays and Thursdays, I think, from noon to 1. And so everybody agreed, and so we did our work that day. And the next meeting comes, it's noon, and some of the people are there and some aren't. And other people are coming in late going, oh, I'm sorry, my 11 o'clock ran over. And then some people just came in late. And by the next meeting, people are starting to look at their watches like at 10 to 1. And some people even started then leaving early going, hey, I got a meeting in the other building. And I got to be there on time. I'm really sorry, folks. Just carry on without me. And then people started sending substitutes. So one of the meetings shortly after all of this stuff had started happening, pretty much the original group was there. And I said, folks, we got to talk. You said this is really important to the organization. They go, oh, yeah, it's really important. But you come late, you leave early, and you send substitutes. Now, I don't think that's a very effective way to get stuff done. And people go, yeah. And I said, so why are you doing that? And they said, the problem is what we get rated on, like our performance reviews, our salaries and all that, has to do with what we're doing back there, not this. This is just extra. We get no credit for it. And I started to get this picture of a rubber band being attached to all of their backsides. And as soon as the door opened, man, it just catapulted them back to their regular job, their real work. So I like to tell that story when I start working with planning groups to say, I think it would be a really good idea to have a conversation right now about, one, why this is so important, but also what are the things that could happen to get in the way. And I'm not talking about earthquakes and that unless it's an earthquake zone, but the kind of things I just mentioned. And I think that kind of conversation right at the beginning, that reality check, can be a helpful and very little thing. So I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you were able to follow along on that very sophisticated rubber band theory. Thanks for watching.